Hello and welcome to a new Solana update. Yes, we are currently on the 1-hour chart. I won't go into the daily chart here, because we have been looking at it over and over again in the last few days. Yes, it still looks difficult for Solana, right? We are still in this uptrend. Yes, but we are still in this trend channel or in this wedge structure and it simply looks very difficult. But as discussed in the last updates, September is usually a rather weak month for the crypto market. That doesn't have to be the case this time, but there is no major evidence or indication that we have now started the next major rally. The price is bobbing back and forth a bit, trying to approach this upper trend line of this wedge structure. That is also the point that we finally have to get over, right? Because the price has been in this wedge pattern, in this channel, for months now, and we are holding all the support levels. At least those that keep the upward trend intact, yes. Micro support levels are not that important right now, but it is also the case that we are not seeing any impulsive upward movements. For example, if we say we completed wave 2 in August, then we are now in wave 3. That simply does not look like wave 3. Okay, of course, if it is a diagonal, the momentum is not quite as strong. Exactly, that is probably what we are dealing with here too, that we are dealing with a diagonal movement. In the, you know it, right? We have discussed the orange structure in detail in the last few days. The B wave was already in there, or it is already in there. It was completed around the low of August 2019. We could now be in wave C upwards. It's then again a 5-part pattern. You could also say that here, right? We have a deep B wave and that's the 1-2 ABC in the 3. The C is also a 5-part pattern again, so maybe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But to be honest, we're then on a very small time frame. I don't necessarily see this as a high-quality one setup that I'm forming here. But it could be that I'm forming a ONE2 structure. It's not something where I would say that this is a high-quality setup, because then orange one would be the rally of the bounce from the last low here from the beginning of this week, just a 3-part pattern. So, with a 3-part structure upwards. Difficult, yes, difficult. It could be, but then in the next step we simply need the break above the $213 mark. Next here is the resistance, then 218 and 220 is the trend line. You see, there is a lot of resistance. Either way, we are between support and resistance today. We saw the reaction to the micro support a few days ago. That keeps the orange structure intact for now. But we haven't seen a break above the resistance. I think I added it today or yesterday. Yesterday it was the standard resistance for the white wave too. That leads us directly to the short-term bearish scenario. In this scenario, we have a B wave on August 29th and then in the C wave downwards, a wave 1 has already been completed. Yes, completed. Wave 2 is probably running now. No, it has already been running. Yes, completed here in the resistance area. We could run down like this now. But that's where the support area comes into play, right? Between $192 and $197. So, everything is a bit tricky here at the moment with Solana. We are simply between support and resistance. The market now simply has to show what it intends to do. Yes, the analysis can't tell us at this level whether it will break upwards or downwards. Since we only have a 3-part movement from Monday's low, it's unfortunately not that clear. Yes, I can tell you that the resistance area here now seems very, very strong and we need to hold $192 so that we can keep the orange structure alive. So, yes, of course, if it runs in there again, then the B wave might reset here. That could all be the case. But it shouldn't break below 192 for a long time, because otherwise we would fall into the lower support and then it would actually be ideal if it would hold the trend line. But I don't think it will. Based on these microstructures, it looks like it will need 5 waves to the downside. Then we will fall out of the wedge pattern. The support will still hold, but it will become very, very fragile again, right? If we break out of the chart pattern, it will be more difficult because then we will have broken an established structure, a trend line, and yes, then we have to take a look at the supports at $174 and $166. Either way, I am still looking for rising prices, either directly or after this pullback. I have to change my opinion. If $166 breaks, then we will no longer be dealing with this theory at this level. Namely that wave 2 has been completed. Then we have to change this, right? Then maybe wave 2 is still running. Then we have a different structure. We will have to discuss that on the daily chart, if that happens. That's just a quick update on Solana. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please leave a like, subscribe and comment. Feel free to visit our members area. You can find the link in the video description. That's the Patreon link. That's where it goes to our Discord server. There are daily updates on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, DAO, and many other coins. The next live stream will probably be over the weekend. I hope you have a nice evening. It's time to go home. Evening. See you later. Bye. Bye.